Right, we're back to the case, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing this lovely jazzy hat today, trust me, it's not for the look of it, it's purely for the heat. It's crazy warm, crazy warm, and it's hard to really walk on it. But one thing I do want to protect is the top of my head, because trust me, even the top of my hat is baking hot. So I was going to leave this to later on this evening, but I really need to get this tractor up and running now. It has to be put back and running because I have loads of topping and stuff to do, and that is important to get that done. Keep grass growing. So our box just landed, what we were waiting for. Our new radiator is here, just after coming here from John Conaty's. This is the old radiator. I'm going to be having to swap over some bits and pieces from it onto this one. I'm just hoping it's the right radiator. That's what I am hoping, but I think it should be. I know I had the wrong one ordered first, and luckily enough it hadn't been sent out to me. When I spotted my mistake, there was a centre fill version and then there was a side fill version. I picked the centre one, and then when I looked at the picture I said, wait a minute, that ain't going to work. So lucky enough, hope when we open it, it's the right one, and we can just swap all over to this one and get it ready to fit. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's get straight into it. Right, I'm after just dropping that radiator into place. It's not bolted in or anything, it's just sitting into its place there now. It's definitely looking much better now to see a radiator back into it. Still a bit of work to do now, just bolting the whole thing back together again. But I'm hoping it'll be a one fit job and there'll be no leaks when the whole thing's done. We're just putting the oil cooler back on the front of the radiator now. Tightening up the last of the bolts. Hopefully this will be it and it'll not have to come back off again. Oil cooler's all fitted back on the front. I have the air cleaner put back on too, just exactly the same way as I took it off. The new radiator's on. I'm after topping it up now with coolant. You can see in there it's just above the fins. Quite straightforward, nothing, just a kind of reverse of what we did when we were taking it apart. Them little bolts there to hold the radiator on, quite an awkward little spot. Quite hard to get back into place, but I got them in. Got the rubbers and all put back into a spot. New Juby clips on here and new hosing on the bottom. The hosing on the top is still the original hosing. I'm waiting to get one for it. There was one here, and for some reason it just would not fit. It's just a slightly smaller hose, so I had to make do and use the one that I had. It may leak a little bit. I'm not too worried on it, but what I'm doing now at the minute is just massaging it, and you can hear it gurgling, and that's just getting rid of all any air bubbles and things that might be in the pipe. So we'll do the same at the bottom here. Squeeze out as many of them air bubbles as we can for the next 5 minutes or so, and then we're going to check the levels, and then we're going to start the tractor, and we'll keep doing that until we get all the air bubbles out of it, and that should be it. It shouldn't airlock then. We have our heat sensor in here. We have our thermostat in there, we see the paste. We have our new radiator in. We have a new water pump in there. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. Right, so we're on the test drive here. She's back together again. Looks good so far. So I run it there for about 10-15 minutes. Temperature gauge didn't get hot, which is a good thing. This is the first job now I'm going to do with it. We'll go over here and do a bit of topping. It's 27 degrees at the minute. Yeah, it's very hot. I'll close that sunroof. It's coming down top of my head, but it is chronic warm. Anyway, the bonnet's still off. Leaving that off for a while just to make sure we don't have any leaks and things. I want to be able to check it for the next week or so without putting the bonnet on it. But so far so good. Running really nice and sweet. It's nice to have this tractor back running now properly. Hopefully that's everything now sorted. This is the temperature side here. It's full of diesel at the minute, so this is the temperature one here. It will start registering a few bars now in a minute. You can also see, which never worked before, our kilometers an hour is working. Our RPM's not working. That's the only thing that's not working. The RPM sender unit in the front which beside the pulleys for the fan belt, that whole centre is missing. And I've been told that it's very, very expensive to put into it, so we're going to have to try to seek and source one of those for it. So it's not working out at the minute, but everything else works 100%. So we have a dash now as well. All the lights up above is all working. Indicators here, there. I don't actually know what that light there is for. It's always been on this tractor since the day I bought it. I think it's probably the back end filter, but we're have to put a brand new one in it. Only there when we got the clutch pin into the tractor, so we know there's no problem there. Probably just a faulty sensor. So. In 27-degree heat, I'm off the top in there for a good solid half an hour, giving her a good rev. She's fixed. She's 100%. She's nice and cool. And no leaks, which is great. No leaks whatsoever. In a couple of days, I'll wire up the lights, put on the bonnet. I'll get my man back then. He's going to try and fix the front lights, get them working properly, whether it's the switch or whether it's a relay, whatever it is, it's going to get, and get the lights working correctly in the front of that. But otherwise, it's a tractor back in action, working like a dream. Love the little case. Loads of people said to me, God, Adrian, if you're spending that kind of money putting a clutch in a tractor and putting a flywheel in it and now putting a radiator into it, you're not be safer just buying a new tractor. Well, farmer doesn't work like that. You can't just have something break down and say, do you know what, I'll go out and I'll buy a new one. For a little bit of trouble that tractor has given, absolutely none at all actually, in the first 5 years of owning it. And the clutch is not a problem on a tractor. It's a wearable part. It's something that will go on every dry clutch tractor. That radiator, understand, is 30 years old. The radiator was blocked. I probably could have got away with just cleaning out the radiator. And the water pump definitely needed to be changed. The thermostat needed to be changed. The radiator possibly could have got away with it if I had wanted to. But for the price of it and all that came into it, wasn't big money. I did all the work myself. It's worth fixing it. But I promise you one thing, with the new tractors that are out now, you think you'll buy a new tractor and it'll give you no trouble. That new Massy I have, hopefully, fingers crossed, it gives no trouble. Because if it does, no matter what it is, I guarantee you that'll look like child's play. So the time has come to pick up our demo. We're just on our way here to Ballybor in County Cavan, to Martin's Garage. That's the main Massy dealers where we would buy our tractors, and we're up to pick up our new demo. I think a lot of you probably guessed from my Instagram post what it is that we're picking up. It's something we're going to keep on the farm for a little while, because when we get demos and things like that, I don't like to have a demo for a few days and then expect to tell you guys it's great and you should consider getting one. What happens is, when I get a demo, I normally tell people, I hope you don't mind if I see things in it I don't like, or I have to have that permission to do a little bit of criticism, because no machine's perfect. And if I find something that I don't particularly like, I like to be able to share it. These could be only little simple little things, but people want to hear an honest review. So I should be in Martin's in another 20 minutes. We'll pick this up when I get there. This is a quick little look at the 8 Series Massy, the 8S. That's my first look at it, just after being inside it there. Nice looking machine. She is a nice looking bus. I wasn't that overly keen on them when I first seen them, but now when I actually get a proper look at them up close, Jesus, they are an animal, absolute animal. 710s in the back, 710 70, 670s in the front. Series back end, the height of it. It's just, you have to see it to believe it. Fine tractor, fine tractor. Man, that's deadly. Lovely 1600 gallon Abbey, double bar on the back on a 7718 S. Nice tractor, similar to my own, very same inside. 5S 125, a nice compact tractor, lovely compact tractor, great tractor with a front loader. Don't know, them square lights, what do you think of them? I like the round light, it's on my own, similar wasn't that one there. Not so sure about them square lights. Right, so I'm just done milking. Are you excited yet? Well, I sure am excited to show you what I'm looking at because it's totally awesome. It's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful Friday evening. Some people say it's the end of their work week. Well, in farming, it's not really the end of a work week. Friday doesn't really mean a whole pile. Saturday evening doesn't really mean a whole pile. But this Friday certainly has a special spot for us because this is the first demo we have really proper machine demo we've ever taken out in the farm. I've stayed away from a lot of demos that have been offered to us because I felt like it didn't suit our farm, what we needed. But there was a couple of things which I mentioned previously in other videos we did need and wanted to get in the future, and I didn't think it had come to us so quick. So this is one of them. This is definitely one of them. This is one that really was top of the list to get. I never in a million years expected to have one on our farm this year, but things just changed. Our channel has done very, very well on YouTube, and that's huge thanks to you guys. We never expected our channel to do as well as it's doing. You guys are liking it. We'll keep making them as long as you guys are liking them, and we enjoy doing it. So here we have it, folded up at the moment. This is obviously Krone mower for our silage, Krone EasyCut R280. So I said back in a few videos ago that when we got this tractor I was also looking to buy a mower. As I mentioned, Crone, Malone and Coon. So I was out looking for second-hand mowers, tripping through Dundee and different sites like that and coming across different mowers, but everything I was looking at was kind of overpriced for what you were getting, I felt, and it was a risky kind of area to go into. 9-foot swing arounds and 10-foot swing arounds. I went and looked at a few, and to be honest with you, they were well wrecked. They had their work done, and we're still going to be putting a good few pound into it, and it just did not make sense for me. So after I done that video, I also got a lot of calls. First call I think I got was Pottinger. Pottinger were on to us about their mower, and then we had Malone. We spoke a lot with Malone. Fergal, a great lad there, great salesman. Farmhand in for Crone. They came out to us and went through the whole ins and outs with their mowers as well here on the farm for us. Yeah, so why do we pick a Crone? Well, it came down to two mowers. The two mowers that we were really interested in at the end of the day was the Malone and the Crone. Both in 9-foots, both shaft driven, very, very similar machines, and it was a hard choice for me to make to kind of pick between one and the other because the Malone was a fantastic looking mower. You have to go and see a 9-foot Malone. It just was fantastic, and they have a new mower out as well which they're interested in demo with me as well, a 3000 with a conditioner, and that's new to them, and a side mounted conditioner. Malone make great stuff. Everybody knows Malone make good stuff, and a lot of you recommended Malone and Crone. They stuck out a mile in the comment section and the private messages I got. I had been up in Lakeland Machinery, I had been over in Martin's garage in Baileyborough. I give them both a good look at, and I really had to come home and make the decision. But when I seen the Crone in Martin's, it just stuck out to me. But things like the way the bed is built, there's so many changeable parts on the Crone, so the chance of you doing major harm is way less. Our ground is not stony, it's in good condition, so we don't plan on hitting any stones, but you never know what can happen. But it was one of the features that I really liked. This kit that stands down. It's an optional extra on these mowers. It means that you can take your mower off in the position that it's in at the moment, and it takes up way less room. You don't have to stretch down a 9-foot mower and leave it across the whole yard. It can sit as it is there, and that's the position it was sitting on when I picked it up. So I like that. I really like that feature. What we're going to do now is we're going to just drop it down onto the ground, and we're going to get a better look at the mower when it's sitting down. That's it now with our skirt down. You get a better look at it the way it's laid out. Centre pivot, as I said before, so just means when you're on uneven ground, the mower's going to pivot with the ground. It's a nice feature. A lot of 9-foot mowers now will come with something similar like that. Every company has their own specific design that they like. It also has a breakaway here, a centre breakaway, so if you hit a pole or something this side, it will break away here. You see the spring there, so nice feature. You never know. It's quite easy to hit these things. We all say it won't happen, but we all know there's a good possibility it can happen. Another plus to me is strength. You can see that yourself. It's a very, very strong mower. It's a nice looking mower, and that to me just kind of won me over as well. I won't lie to you, everybody likes the machinery to look well, and it looks well. So in here on the side you have a little compartment that pulls out. You have shear pins there, and you have a full set of blades. Here you have your tool. Now a lot of you might have seen these mowers on YouTube videos, but this is your quick change blade. So you have your blades down there, and that's just your tool for changing over the blades. Quite simple, lovely little part for it to fit into, and keeps it nice and neat and out of the way. Bushings here when the mower is lifted up, saves rattle, saves wear and tear. Every little thing like that to me stands out. We're not going to talk a huge amount about it today, because we are going to be doing our second cut with it now in a few days time, and we will make a video of it being set up out running in the field, because that's what a lot of you guys want to see. You can stand here all day and talk about mowers and them sitting in their static position, but putting them out in the field and letting them do the work, that's when they show how good they actually are. But I know of a couple of contractors beside me that are using the Crone mowers, and that was another thing. Some of them are good friends of mine. They really told me, whatever you do, Adrian, make sure you try a Crone. It's such a nice mower to use, and that helped me as well. When you get contractors that you know, people that you trust and know, who have these mowers for many years now, telling you to try them out, that's a big influence in helping you make a decision. One thing I did get in Martin's when I was up there is I changed my top link. The top link that came with our tractor didn't have this. This is a category 2. It didn't have this claw on the top. It was just a normal straightforward top link, but it was too long. There was no room for adjustment, and the mower was still sitting out the whole time. So Martin's very kindly changed over the top link for us and give us this one in place of the other one. Much better top link for what I want, and it suits this mower much better. But you have your container here with all your instruction books. I have all the instruction books on the shafts and things as well. I have to take all them off now and read them. Of course we all read the instruction books. You should always read the instruction books. Now we want to lift off the front of the mower. Pull this pin here, drop that out, put it back out of place, and we lift up the front of the mower. All these sections here are all replaceable. Obviously the blades themselves, you have the tool that pushes in here, that quick release blade, so you can change your blades really fast. The one I have at the moment, the JF, it's a slow job because you get dung and things that fills up around the bolts. It leaves it a pain in the ass to actually get the blades off. That's why I haven't really changed them in a long time or ever, but these are quick release. Most mowers will have them now. Now I would like to say a huge thanks to both Martin's Garage in Ballybor, the main Massy dealer in County Cavan and in this part of Ireland, and Farmhand for sending this demo out to us to try out. As I say, it's not a short-term demo. We're going to have this mower for quite a while. You can make your mind up. You don't need the like of me telling you what's good and what's bad. We'll just see it working, and the proof will be in the pudding, and see how it goes. That's the good thing about having a demo over a period of time rather than having it over a few days, because I felt if I had it a few days, I'd be kind of forced to do a quick review on it and tell you all the good things about it, and I didn't want to do all that. I wanted to just use it first, and you never know, if I like it, there's a chance that it won't leave our farm. But for now, it's here for a good while, and we're going to put it to use, and I'm hoping that it will work out on our farm, because I do like the first impressions of it. Although Hudson's, he wants to drink water now. Shortly he's going down for a bath. I give him a bath every night just to cool him down, because he gets hot in this heat wave. Dogs can't sweat, so don't forget to give your dogs plenty of water all the time. Make sure it's cold and fresh, because dogs don't sweat and they feel the heat way worse than we do. So don't forget about your pets, whatever you do, and certainly don't put them into a vehicle or anything during this heat wave until things do calm down a little bit. This morning, or yesterday even I should say, I hooked on the slurry tanker, put out a load of dairy washings, hooked the tanker back off again, and this morning I noticed a nice puddle of oil underneath the tractor. So when I was going up today to Martin's to pick this demo up, I said I'd mention it to them. So I arrived into the yard and knew they'd be busy, and with the heat and all in the garage, it's hard on mechanics working at the moment. I didn't want to really force my way in, but I just mentioned it to one of the guys, and couldn't believe the speed of him. He took the tractor straight into the garage and back out in an hour's time, and it actually was a seal gone in the ram. He just replaced the entire ram in the telescopic hitch, and it was leaking, and job fixed. It was definitely worth my while going up to Martin's and getting that fixed. Great service than having to go up on a different day. So nice thing to get done. Another thing we got fixed as well, we haven't got it on yet. You can see our 3 spool valves there. One of them is missing the plastic cover. The plastic cover was broken on one of them and it just fell off. So we have a new one of those got as well. It's up actually on the tractor to be fitted. They keep the whole dust and dirt out of them fittings, and when you go to put in your pipe, then at least your spool valves is clean and the pipe's not fighting against you. You go to put them in. Another thing we did do is Toolbox. Now, we mentioned back on the video when we bought this tractor that one thing I was really disappointed in was it didn't have a toolbox. Well, not a good one. The toolbox is down here. It's a brutal design. Whoever thought that option should have been nearly sacked on the spot, because it was an awful place to put a toolbox. The key fills with dirt, then you have to put the key in, turn it, pull the toolbox out to access the tools. 5-minute job. And when you're in the heat of the moment, 5 minutes is 5 minutes, and you're not going to get up, turn the tractor off, pull out the key, come down here. You know the routine, you know what I'm getting at. No, it wasn't for me. So toolbox, important. Carrying clips, pins and all that sort of thing. A toolbox is very, very important on a tractor. So I went online, eBay. I don't even know where shop it was or where it came from, but if you go on eBay and just type in checker plate tractor toolbox, you'll find that one will pop up. There's no stickers on it. There was a sticker here, I removed it, but there's kind of a look. There's 2 clips here on this side. Some of you might say, why did you put it on backwards? Why didn't you put the clips to this side? Well, if you did, you wouldn't be fit to open it. It would hit again the glass here and probably break your glass, and the toolbox would never open fully. So that's why you put the toolbox on in reverse. Then you can open it nice and easily. Good solid toolbox. I had an old rubber mat. I cut it to size, and I have to cut the tops of these threads off as well, because that's where it's bolted to this plate. But I put a bit of a rubber mat in the bottom of it, just take out the vibration. There's the old broken cover for the valve there that I mentioned. There's it there. So I have to swap that around tomorrow. But a mat takes out their vibrations and things, no rattling in the bottom of it. And job solved. Looks really well. It is hitting this slightly, so what I might do is put in another washer here and raise it up a little bit that's not hitting that there. But otherwise I'm really happy with it. I don't think it looks too big. I think it actually sits in well. And the fact that it's checker plate, it's not going to rust. It's not going to get chipped. It's easy to spray it down and give it a bit of a polish if you wanted to. I think it looks well. I think it fits the tractor. I'll leave it for there. The next time you see this mower, she will be mowing our second cut silage, and I cannot wait to get it out and get it going, because I feel blessed to be able to get a machine like this on the farm. Some of you might ask about the JF. Is the JF still here? Of course it is. This is a demo. The JF isn't going anywhere. Its job is going to be for topping. It suits that case so well. For the amount of money we get for that JF, it wouldn't be worth us to part with it. So I don't think that JF will leave the farm. I think it's going to stay here, and it's going to be for topping and pre-mowing and doing them kind of dirtier jobs. But I think if we do purchase this one down the line, it'll be just for purely for silage, and we'll keep our JF and use away at it for topping and pre-mowing, because it serves a vital purpose in our farm and it's worth its weight in gold for us. That's it for today's video. I'm going to leave it for there. Thanks very much for watching as always. If you haven't already and you like what you see, hit that sub button, give us a like, and follow us on the old Instagram, Facebook and all that old schnaz. And until the next one, talk to you again. What do you reckon, Hudson? You think the Crone's a good mower? 2 wags of the tail if you think the Crone's a good mower. What? Yeah, I think we like the Crone more.